Hey, hey y'all. Welcome back to Monday Magic. Hey, it feels wild to be here. It feels like it's been so long, honestly. I know I haven't seen y'all since it's been a whole year. No, Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. New calendar year, I should say. As you can see, it's still winter, super winter right now. So that being said, if you find yourself still feeling slow, still trying to find, the momentum and the energy, understand that you're exactly where you need to be, baby. You go do some resting, go do some getting clear, go spend some time with yourself, do those things like that, and just get clear on where you want to go and where you're going this year. So when spring comes around, which is the real new year, you'll be ready. As the flowers are blooming, as the sun's shining real bright, and as nature is getting to it, you'll have everything you need and the wind beneath your wings to fly to all the heights that you're trying to get to. But yeah, wow, okay, that was really dope. But I done got right into it. I'll introduce myself. I'm Mark, and I'm your reader, and yeah, this is Monday Magic. And if this is your first time here, welcome. You're in for a treat. And if you're a returning Monday Magician, hey, it's nice to see you, man. I know I wasn't here last Monday, and it was the first Monday of 2026, but I was actually in Toronto, and it was my second to last day. And yeah, after a lot of thought from like that Saturday through that Monday through all the way right now, yeah, it's just like Monday came, I officially decided, I'm just going to honor the way I was feeling and stay present and really soak up the last bits of the trip. And yeah, it was really magical. And just based on all the things we talk about and all the places we go and how we work with the energy and the things, we discuss, I figured you guys would be proud of me and encourage me to honor myself and to, pour into my cup and do what I felt I needed to do. And so many blessings came from that. If you aren't connected to me on YouTube or Instagram or anywhere else, definitely go do that, because that's where the updates were as far as just where I was at, and as far as on my YouTube I posted a video like a couple days later, kind of addressing me being missing, as well as just the energies at the time and all that. So if you're not tuned in to me and connected with me on YouTube at least, or Instagram, I would definitely advise you catch up there. So you stay in the loop on everything that's going on. But yeah, that being said, I definitely plan to be in front of the tree today, especially for the first one of the year. But the day kind of took on a life of its own, and I know it's going to be dark here soon, so I didn't want to be in the middle of the reading or anything important and then it get dark and then we have to kind of adjust and mess up whatever flow we find ourselves in. So I'm over here. I know once it gets dark, this light will turn on and we'll be able to just keep going. But that being said, I'm here this late because like late last night or so, I definitely randomly got the download, and the intuitive hit to look into getting a new deck, new decks actually. And I had reserved one for pickup today, and this morning I woke up to around maybe 11 or so. They had messaged me saying that multiple people had searched for it and they didn't have it in stock after they said that, that they did. So from there, I kind of went in to go try and kind of check it out and see if there was any other decks I connected with to possibly grab it before today. But while I was there, nothing really called to me and felt, it just wasn't, none of them called to me the way that one deck did. So I just placed the order, and then they said they'll let me know when it's in and I'll go pick it up. So be on the lookout for that. I'm really, really excited about those cards. They're really, really special. I would tell y'all what cards they are, but I kind of wanted to be a surprise. If y'all know I love surprises. So definitely just stay tuned and keep tuning back in, and hopefully by next Monday they'll be here and we'll be able to bust them out the pack right with y'all, and it'll be really, really magical. But yeah, I'm trying to think if that's all housekeeping things I had. See what happens when you miss a week. It's like you gotta catch up for all type of stuff. But yeah, I think that's all. I definitely have a couple announcements and something special for y'all, but I'll share that with y'all at the end. But that being said, if y'all are in the chat, my phone's a little busted, so I can't really see it. So if y'all are saying hello, Dream, Haley, I know how my Monday magicians always let themselves be seen and let it be known as soon as they enter the building. So know that I'm not ignoring y'all and that I love y'all and I feel y'all presence and all that. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it. Today the energy feels interesting. Just as far as just the deck itself, that kind of set a tone for today. And just as in the unfoldment of the day up until now, it's been a little interesting, a little weird, a little funny. And just how the day kind of dragged until it became clear that today was going to be a Monday Night Magic also feels aligned to that as well. So I'm open to whatever energies present themselves in the reading, but I'm definitely expecting it to be a little interesting, a little weird, a little wonky. But that's okay. You know, we're no stranger and we don't shy away from getting to the nitty gritty. So hope y'all are ready. And if you aren't ready, I have something in mind that's going to get us ready. And that goes by the name of presence practice. Some good old PP. Oh, I'm childish. It's my bad. Well, not my bad. No apologies. But yeah. That being said, if you are new here, we always start our Monday Magic with presence practice, which is our breath work and then our body scan, which come together to really bring us into the present moment and allow us to create room in our cup to be able to sit in these energies that can get a little intense at times, can take us all over the place at times. And the more room we can create before working with them and diving in, the better. So yeah, that's what presence practice is all about. And I'll walk you through it. So all you have to do is listen and bring yourself in an open mind, and yeah, the rest will happen. I don't know how much y'all can see, but disclaimer, I see that my feet are a little ashy, so don't judge me, y'all. I didn't put no lotion down there, and I am barefoot. So if y'all can see that, I can't see, but yeah, that's why. So I think I just say something so it's not in the back of my mind, or like I'm sitting there thinking about it, or like, oh dang, can they see it now? You know, put it on the table and let the rest go where it may. But hey, that might be significant for somebody, you know. Something's been on your mind and you've been overthinking it or something like that. Hey, put it all out on the table. And sometimes that's all that you need to do. And that allows the energy to dissipate. And you're like, wow, that's not even bothering me anymore. I thought it mattered more, but I guess it was just the space I was allowing it to take up in my mind, in my body, in my vessel. So, hell yeah, if somebody needs to get something off their chest, go do that. And trust that once you move that energy, the energy will be moved. So, yep, that being said, no more yapping. It's time to get to it. So go ahead and introduce some movement into your body. Do whatever feels nice. Ooh, give me a little crack. Ooh, yeah, that feels good. Man, I feel really good. And I missed y'all, by the way. I didn't say that, but I definitely missed y'all. I was definitely watching the calendar, waiting for Monday to come back around, because, yeah, that was the first one I missed, and it felt like, I don't know, like I missed something so important, which it is, because, yeah, y'all are an important part of my week, and, yeah, I really appreciate y'all, so, yeah, I don't plan to miss any more. I won't say I'll never miss it again, because I would have said that before, and look what happened, so we'll see. If I do, it won't be done lightly, so y'all be gracious with me. I love y'all, and y'all know I love y'all. Oh, I love y'all, and y'all know I love y'all, so, again, I'm done yapping. So, if you're done with the movement in your body, go ahead and lovingly close your eyes. And for our breath work, we're going to do deep inhales all the way to the belly. That's a little far down as we can. Hold. And then we're going to release out our mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. On the exhales, as slow as you can. And that's to promote relaxation and really let your nervous system know that you are safe and that you can relax. So when you're ready, go ahead and sit up tall if you're sitting. And let's get to it. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And do a couple more of those. On the inhale, make sure you're really welcoming in that progressive energy, that life force, that charge, all that good stuff. And on the exhale, go ahead and release whatever no longer serves you, any worries or any energy that's just not in your highest interest right now and in the interest of, you being in this present moment. Just let it all melt away and allow it to move and exit your field through your breath. So, inhale. Exhale. I'll do 2 more rounds of those. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, y'all. Inhale. Exhale. Good job, y'all. Side note, I just remembered that I didn't change my do not disturb settings to the work mode. So if the audio cuts out for any reason, it's probably because I'm getting a call and it'll resume as it ends. Hopefully that doesn't happen though, but just letting you know so you don't think something's wrong or it really pulls you all the way out to practice. If that does happen, just return to your breath until the audio comes back. But yeah, don't give up on the practice. No, I'll be right back. That being said, go ahead and introduce some movement back into your body. Get a little bit of a rock going. And get ready for our body scan. Notice how you're feeling versus how you felt when we started. And when you're done and you feel ready to continue, go ahead and re-find your center. For our body scan today, we're going to start at the bottom of our feet. We're going to start with our toes. What you're going to do is place your awareness there. And as I call out the different body parts, you're just going to follow with your awareness to the area. Don't judge anything you may notice. Don't question it. Don't get lost in thought. Just place your awareness there, plain and simple, and continue to follow as we continue to work our way up. And as you work your way up, allow the energy to flow with you. And by the time we get to the top of our head, you should feel pretty charged, and the energy should feel very potent and light as well. So yeah, enjoy the ride for sure. So go ahead and place your awareness on your toes. Give them a little bit of a wiggle. All right, toes. Then our feet. Then our ankles. Then our lower leg, our shins, calves. Then your knees. Then your upper legs, your thighs, hamstrings. Then your butt, and if you're sitting or laying down, or just pay special attention to the support of whatever's underneath you, and really lean into that feeling of being held and supported. Express a little gratitude as well. Thank you. Next, we're going to go to our hips. Then our groin area. Then our hands. Then your wrists. Then your waist. Then your stomach. Then your arms. Chest. Shoulders. Then your back, both your lower and then your upper. Then your neck. Then your chin. Then your mouth. Then your cheeks. Then your ears. Then your nose. Then your eyes. Then your forehead. Then the back of your head. And then last but not least, the top of your head. And hey, for added bonus, if you got some hair loose right now, go ahead and give it a little shake. Allow it to caress your neck a little bit and just feel that presence. Hey, if you're bald, hey, go ahead and let it shake too. Great job. Before we conclude our presence practice, we're going to do one more deep breath. All the way to the belly. Slow exhale. Exhale as slow as you can. And really release whatever's left. You should be a completely full or completely open vessel by the time you're done with this breath. So, inhale. Exhale. Whew. Go ahead and bring your awareness back to your environment. Tune into any sounds that may be presenting themselves around you. Introduce a little bit of a rock. Feel free to put your arms around yourself. Give yourself a little bit of a hug as you rock. Express gratitude to yourself 3 times for your presence practice today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When you're ready, go ahead and lovingly and slowly open your eyes. Wow. Whew. That was awesome. Okay. I don't know why I feel called to say this, but if for some reason the audio isn't working, I know we be having those technical difficulties. I think I did my due diligence to make sure it was working this time around, but if for some reason it isn't, and you're somebody who has my number, definitely give me a call, because my do not disturb is not on the right one, so it will come through, and I'll take that as an indicator that, you know, the mic needs to be fixed. But if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna keep it rolling and know that we're all good. So, but yeah, thank y'all. How y'all feeling? How was the presence practice? I hope y'all feel really, really good, really, really present, to say the least. But without further ado, it's time. And this week we're gonna get started with my oracle. Oh, look. So pleased with us. We're gonna get started with my oracle just to see what the energies are for today, and then we'll allow tarot to give us the rest of the story. But yeah, it definitely feels like a nice day to let oracle set the tone. Wow, and yeah, they're coming right on out. First out, we got Miami. And then what also came out with it second was fire. And then I'm seeing no on the bottom. And this just feels like remembering who you are. It feels like choosing the things that feel light, that feel like vacation. If things are presenting themselves to you in heavy energy, dense energies, and energies that just doesn't match what you're calling in for yourself and who you know yourself to be, and everything, that it just doesn't match the work you've done and how you now see the world and all that, understand that, allow it to burn away, release it to that internal flame within you. And the violet flame might be significant as well. I don't want to butcher that. So yeah, if you feel called, there's resonance there, definitely look into it. But yeah, allow these things to burn away, allow these things to exit your reality, exit your experience, and know that you don't have to give them energy just because they're presenting themselves to you, The best way to allow these things to leave your experience is to not engage with them a lot of the times, to allow them to just move out, move along. And it's your engagement, the energy you give it, the focus you give it, and the way you continue to entangle yourself with these energies that allow them to keep playing out in the same cycles, in the same ways, to keep existing in your reality when they don't need to and there's no room for them. And it's like the no at the bottom feels like, the bottom is what I read as subconscious energy. And this just feels like no, like it's plain and simple. Like you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to wonder, like, am I wrong? Am I tripping? Like, should I do this? Should I do this? No, like if there's any confusion, if you're not sure, if it's all that, that's an indicator that it's not something for you. Because these messages and the things that's truly in alignment to you, it doesn't come through confusion, The messages that have resonated a lot, the things that have led to your biggest breakthroughs and your biggest realizations of the world you live in and the world around you did not come through confusion. And if it did come through confusion, it was what came after the confusion, which is the clarity, which was like, wow, this thing is causing nothing but confusion. I need to let it go. And then you let it go, and then clarity found you. But it was never through a bunch of being confused that, these breakthroughs happened. They happened in spite of the confusion, in spite of the noise, in spite of the presence of all these things that no longer serve you. So if things are showing up right now that have you questioning yourself, or have you like, dang, I don't know what's going on, or I'm not sure my left from my right, my up from my down, that's a good indicator that whatever this is just isn't in resonance to you and where you're going. Because where we are now and these new frequencies on the planet and in the world, and the way we're navigating it all in the age of Aquarius and New Earth and the 5D and all these things that we're now find ourselves in, clarity and inspired action and resonance is the way forward, and is the only way forward. Not through force, not through confusion, not through overthinking, not through the mind, but through the heart, through the intuition, through spirit and soul. So that definitely remember that. And what just came out was go out. And this feels like doing the things that light you up, going to that place, going to that party, whatever makes you feel good. And even if that's just going out into nature, simply like just going to the park, go do that. And understand that as you do that, everything else will find you. And that's the call right now. It's like WTF at the bottom. So this just feels like someone's a little ungrounded. And not even just someone, like just as I was explaining today, like today was a weird day from top to bottom, honestly. So it's like, and I've found myself saying, what the F a few times today. So just like, if you find yourself in that same energy, tap into the things that make you feel good, that feel like you, that have flow, because I'm sure across the board, everywhere isn't weird. There's still those pockets where you still have that divine flow, that divine presence, where things are still showing, that everything's on track. Lean into those things. If there's people that feel exactly how, you feel, and the flow is the exact flow that you feels like you, tap in with them, go hang out with those people, spend a little time talking to them. If your work makes you feel super fulfilled and you have nothing but inspiration there and flow there, hey, go tap in with your work. You don't have to give these things energy just because they're calling for it, If it's making you say, what the F, you need to remove yourself from it, plain and simple. And yeah, that's a nice reminder, and I'm taking it if no one else does, for sure. And yeah, look, right under that, And it's like these things, you already know how these things go. Chances are, whatever these things that are making you feel this way, it's not a new feeling. They've been making you feel that way. They've been having you questioning. They've been having you feeling off your rocker. They've been doing all these things. And it's like, how many times does it need to happen for you to understand, like, it's just not for you? And at some point you have to protect your divine feminine within you, you know, because the divine feminine is where we receive all these things, you know. So through the divine masculine, we navigate our experience. We put ourselves places. And if we continue to put ourselves places where we open ourselves up to noise, we open ourselves up to confusion, we open ourselves up to things that really cloud our judgment, that cloud our intuition, that cloud our ability to see clearly and to receive our environment clearly, our guidance clear, and everything clearly, we're doing our divine feminine a disservice. And especially if it's just out of ego, you know, or curiosity of just, you know, like, oh, I just wonder what's going on, or, oh, this person said this and I feel the need to clear it up. So my divine masculine, I use that energy to go, you know, to the action I take is to engage with it. And now I'm debating, or now I'm just, you know, trying to defend myself when I don't need to defend myself. You're opening up your divine feminine to whatever they come with, you know. And a lot of times you have more to lose than those people and those dynamics and those things. So it's like they're going to be saying all type of stuff and all type of things that, you know, plant seeds of doubt within you that make you question yourself. And understand you don't need to question yourself. So now you done opened up your divine feminine you're not protecting her. And not that she needs protecting, but she definitely doesn't need to just be navigating and using her energy to navigate and use her discernment to navigate noise from truth, from this, from that, when you can simply just, I know where that leads. I'm just not going to engage. I don't need to clear my name. I don't need to defend myself. I don't need for them to even understand where I'm coming from. As long as I'm locked in with myself and I know what's going on, everything else can fall where it may. And that's the most divine action you can take. That's the most God-bodied action you can take. That's the most divine masculine embodied action you can take, is to just be so comfortable in yourself that you don't need to prove yourself to anything. Because when you do, you open yourself up to all types of things, and that divine feminine within you deserves better than that, and deserves to use her magic and her power and her connection to it all to simply do that, to connect to these wonderful energies and this divine ass way of being in this divine ass world that we live in, not have to recover from taking on everybody else's BS, you know? And it's like only you have the ability to navigate your world the way you do, through your divine masculine and through your vehicle of you and spirit and through your body, all of that. So yeah, that just feels like the call right now. And yeah, that feels like a very important message. And yeah, I'm gonna take that one too if nobody else does. So hell yeah, I'm really glad we started with Oracle, because yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like what we needed to start with was messages that would come in such a nuanced way that was too nuanced for, you know, the traditional tarot and the archetypes that presents itself in there. So yeah, always listen to yourself, y'all. The biggest shifts come through as like super subtle energies, super subtle nudges. So make sure you're allowing yourself to listen and follow those, and let them take you to wherever they want to take you. And yeah, see, let it go on the bottom. And that just feels like it's in alignment to what we were just talking about. It's like, let it go. Let them have it. You don't have to harp on these things. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to do any of that. And look, like, can't make this up. 777, you are the jackpot. You are everything that you know yourself to be. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. And this just feels like super divine favor as well. It feels like not just a jackpot, but I'm being called to 7 and being in supreme mathematics. If you're familiar with the teachings of the 5 percenters and the nation of gods and earths, 7 is in supreme mathematics is God. And this just feels like 777 is just, you hit the divine jackpot, and that everything that's coming in for you right now is a product of your connection to it all and your embodiment of it all. And you're coming up big right now. You're winning really, really big right now. And that's also the source of where a lot of this noise is coming from, you know? The energy you sit in right now can be felt in the quantum, can be felt in every dimension. So a lot of your reality is fighting back. A a lot of, there's spiritual warfare going on outside, and you'd be very silly to not believe, especially if you know yourself to be the big deal that you are. You'd be very delusional not to believe that, that attacks are being sent your way, that that just as much love and light is finding you, that there are energies that aren't as love and light, And that doesn't mean to be afraid, because when you know who you are, you know that you're not at the mercy of anything, and that your free will and you knowing who you are and your connection to it all comes with protections. But yes, you still have to be aware that that is the case, because that's where all the protection is. If you're just out here just la 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 la, then your protections might not all be in place the way they need to be. But like I said, that's not to incite fear. That's not to make you move fearfully or hesitant. It's just to give you the awareness. And once you have the awareness, boom, you're protected. You're good. You're divinely protected. You know that your free will is your own, and that no one's free will trumps yours, and that their free will stops right where yours starts, And as long as you're not consenting to other people having more power than you, or other people being able to mess up your experience, then it won't happen, because there's not that resonance, there's not that consent there. They're gonna have to take that to someone who doesn't know who they are. And boom, right under that, royalty, which is who you are. You're divine royalty. You're a very, very big deal. And if you find yourself and things are showing up right now and things are weird after a while of them not being weird, and you feeling so divinely held and protected and all that, understand that nothing has changed. You still are that. And that, allow these things to pass as they will, if you allow them to. You don't have to engage with them or internalize them or anything. And right under that, pearl. And it's like, all these things are telling that same story of your value, of exactly who you are, and that you are a big deal. Let the rest of that go. Oh, look, let it go. Flipped over the pile again and was face up. I was just looking over because that's where it was, but it was literally face up again after I put it back in the pile. It's like, let it go. Allow them to carry that weight if they want to carry it. But you're too light to take on their density. And yeah, I'm going to pull maybe one more or see what comes after a few more shuffles, but I'm ready to dive right into tarot. I feel like we set the stage for sure. We created space in our cups and in our awareness and all of that. So yeah, I'm ready to dive in, honestly. And if we need to come back, we'll definitely come back. It's like serve. It's like the things you're called to do are way bigger than you. You can't allow one person or one thing to become bigger than the program, because at the end of the day, you're here to do a job. You're here to show up for yourself and those who depend on you, and through that, the rest of the world, because as you continue to ground in who you are and to walk in your purpose, the entire world benefits on that. So you allowing one person to knock you off your rocker when the whole world benefits from you being exactly who you are is craziness. So you cannot allow that to happen. You're here to do a service for yourself first, and that bleeds into everybody else. So those very people who are trying to slow you down and tell you to stop or make you feel misguided, they're doing themselves a disservice by stopping you from being exactly who you are. MLK's kids on Twitter on the bottom. And this just feels like, diluted history is diluted history. People are able to paint pictures and history. Just in general, this energy is just the fact that Martin Luther King Jr., when you see all the pictures, they're all black and white and just they're painted as so long ago. But when you zoom out, his kids are on Twitter. His kids are actively posting, actively engaging on social media where we are. And it's like, if that's the case, how long ago really was that? That he was assassinated, and the civil rights movements and all these things. And not even to make this about race. This is way bigger than race. It's just that's how history is told a lot of times. Remember, history is in the hands of the winners, Those who lost aren't the ones writing the textbooks. Those who suffered and who were oppressed and, silenced and all that aren't the ones writing the textbooks, aren't the ones getting rid of literature, aren't the ones, getting rid of all these initiatives that carry the truth and ensure that truth is taught. So understand that this is no different and that you're no different. So it's like the truth is the truth no matter what. And if you don't zoom out and allow yourself to zoom out, you might be falling into the illusions that are put into place for you to do just that. So, and right under that is, look, triple question marks. It's like, ask more questions, y'all. Zoom out before just taking things on and taking other people's truth as your own and other people's energies. Remember who you are. Remember how you got here, and know that you didn't get here lightly, and that questions will continue to lead you to truth. And the only way you mess up is when you stop asking questions, when you start just accepting whatever you're told as the be all end all of what things are. And look, and on the top is hair. And that just reminds me to how I was called to tell us to shake our hair today. And that was the first time ever in all these presence practice and any guided meditation I've ever done in which I've gave that directive. And that felt very significant. And the hair carries energy. The hair is an external part of our nervous system. You know, you have your nervous system, which connects you to your environment, which connects you to all these things on the inside, but your hair is an extension of that on the outside. So remember, you're carrying a lot of these things as far as just energy and all that from when you started growing it and all that, and it stays in your hair. So make sure you're being mindful of that. Make sure you're engaging with your hair, and when you're washing it and things like that, that you're allowing that to be a ritual, you know, that you're shedding things that no longer serves you, and that you're only keeping the energy of things that lend itself to your highest good. And that doesn't mean that everything you experience that isn't savory, you know, every negative experience is one that you need to get rid of and shed it out your hair, because, you know, there's lessons that came from that. And everything that you are right now is a product of all the worst things and all the best things as well. So it's a balance of acknowledging where you've been, while also, you know, creating room for where you're going. So hell yeah, shake your hair, run your fingers through it, foster a connection with your hair, and understand that it's way more than just hair, that it really is your nervous system on the outside of your body, and that you can sense things and it connect to things and connect to people and connect to yourself, the world around you, the divine, all these things through your hair. So, and if you're someone who's always cut your hair and all that, but you've been, because of societal pressures, as that was my reality for a long time, but you feel, you know, you've always been called to grow it out. Maybe that's why, you know, that there is a connection through your hair. And so the story of Samson and all that might be significant as well. And yeah, it's a tale as old as time itself. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with what naturally comes out of you, you know, what naturally grows with you. And it's all to be embraced and loved. So that being said, let's go and switch over to tarot. These messages are very, very interesting. The energy feels very interesting and different than usual. I feel very, very, very expanded and very connected. Yeah, like I could have kept following those threads of energy endlessly. Like it felt like I could just keep pulling. But it also felt like if I kept doing, I would just keep doing that. It felt like at some point I had to decide on my own to move on when I felt right to move on. So that's interesting and very different than usual, because I feel like usually I'll ride out the energy until, you know, it feels like there's just no more to express. But today it feels like if I allow it, I can go and do a whole Monday magic session on just one card and one thread of energy and all that. But yeah, that's not what I feel called to do right now. So that being said, boom, 10 of Cups on the bottom. And that's what we're in right now. It's like, as much as things may feel different, as much as things may be shifting, or you might feel like, I don't know where I stand right now. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're just as aligned as you have been. And that's not going to change, because you are alignment. And where you are right now and the person you are right now, you didn't get here lightly, you know? So trust yourself and know that you're exactly where you need to be. Yeah, these cards feel very, very calm. And as soon as I say that, of course, we've got action. Wow, big energies, y'all. And this feels bigger than the day. Like I just heard the year, 2026, like loud like that. And boom, first card out, the Fool. And it's like, this is our first reading of 2026, y'all. And the very first card is the Fool. And this is a 1 year as well as a 10 year. I know a lot of readers will reduce it right back to one. as far as, you do the numerology of 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 will get you to 10. And then you can reduce that further to 1 plus 0 and get back to 1. But I like to acknowledge both. So for me, it's a 1 year, but it's also a 10 year as well. It's an Aries year, but it's also a Capricorn year as well. And both of those signs are cardinal signs, which are the signs that lead us into each season. Like Capricorn is the first sign of winter, and Aries is the first sign of spring, as well as the first sign of the zodiac, and the new year. So that being said, the Fool is a very, very big embodiment of that energy of the fresh starts that will be finding us this year. And that's just what it feels like right now. It's like, allow yourself to be fresh. And if you're still carrying things from 2025, understand that's okay. Winter just started. Like literally, we're not even a month into winter yet. So understand that you're exactly where you need to be. Just continue to get clear on where you want to go when spring hits, where you're headed when spring hits. And make sure you're spending this first part of the year, this first quarter of 2026, make sure you're spending it. What is this? Stuff popping up. But make sure you're spending it getting clear and making room for where you're headed. You don't have to move full speed ahead into it yet, because understand that the energies aren't there to assist you in that the way they will be in spring anyway. You look around, or you go ask nature, the bear's still hibernating, the trees are still, the flowers aren't blooming yet, things are still pretty asleep and storing up that energy and resting, so for when spring comes, that everything can start blooming and everything can hit. And there's the new beginnings can really find us. So understand that you are a part of nature. So if you find yourself there, hey, be this fool and just surrender to the flow of things right now. And if that flow is telling you to rest, and understand that that's the most divine thing you can do right now. Just like when the call is to work, then hey, go do that. That's what you're here to do. Treat these intuitive hits and these divine guidance as the divine guidance that they are, and treat them as orders and requests directly from God himself, God themselves, the universe themselves, the universe itself. Don't get caught up into the labels, but really surrender to this divine flow and understand that you are a part of the divine flow. You are the divine flow. You are God embodied. You are the universe embodied. There is no separation, especially when you know who you are and you surrender to it all. There's only separation through resistance. That's the only way you can separate from any of it. And even then, that's an illusion as well, because even then you're just using your power to experience what separation feels like, but you're not separate at all, because you're using that God power, you're using that connection to it all to make yourself feel separate. That's how powerful you are. So be the fool and surrender to the flow of you, and understand that that is the divine flow. And right underneath that is the Ace of Swords, or not underneath it, but on the bottom of the deck, which is the subconscious energy, is Ace of Swords. This is a wonderful opportunity to change your mind right now, to change the way you think, to change the way you view the world. And understand that that is your coronation. You change the way you see the world, and you understand from a truer perspective your connection to it all and where you stand in the grand scheme of things. Understand that that's putting the crown on your head, because truly understanding where you are and where you sit in all this is understanding that you sit right next to God. You sit right next to the universe. And that doesn't make you higher than anybody else. You realize that we're all sitting here together, that the throne this all is the throne. You can't get away from the throne, that you are divine royalty. Remember, that came out earlier. You are royalty, and I am royalty, and she is royalty, and the grass is royalty, and it's all God, and it's all the universe in different frequencies, vibrating differently and in different forms. But at the end of the day, oneness is the truth. So as you change the way you view the world and you understand your place in it better and more true, you put that crown on your head and realize that there was never any separation, and you were never at the mercy of anything other than your connection to it all and surrendering to the flow of it all. Just like the birds surrender to the flow of it all. Birds are not overthinking. Birds are not trying to figure out their purpose in life. Animals are not trying to figure out their purpose in life and whether God is real or trying to connect to this thing or that thing, you know. They follow their instincts. They follow everything that's within them because everything they need is within them, you know. It's in their DNA and will be activated at the point in which they need it to be activated. And that flow is time and time again. And no matter how much these things change, the animals and nature and all these things continue to operate as such, you know. The trees aren't sitting there trying to figure out this or that or asking themselves, who am I? You know, none of that. They just surrender and they just exist. They are. Just like I am, just like you are, just like we are, period. And that's it. Anything you try to put after that is a box, you know. I am black is a box. I am a boy is a box. I am a man is a box. I am tall, I am short, I am, you know, all these things are boxes that aren't even true or encompassing to the reality of who we are, you know. Because as I try to say I am tall to someone, I am short, you know. As I say I am skinny to somebody else, I am fat, you know. And it's like, that's the reality of it. It's all ever changing. And the reality of you is just in your existence. That's the one thing that doesn't change. You will continue to exist no matter how you exist, no matter how you show up. Your existence and your awareness is the thing that's unchanging. And that's the truth of who you are. Because no matter what, at any given turn, you can change directions, you know. If I want to, I can go and change my sex, you know. I can go become a woman, you know. That's a thing at this point. And it's like, it's all fickle. It's all, as soon as I close my eyes and I, you know, people have experienced all types of ways where they leave their body and they go to this dimension, this plane, that plane. And it's like, I'm not even this body. So it's like, the more I try to hold on and grasp to all these 3D things and physical things, the further away I get. So the truth of it all is that you just are, and that you, if you don't know anything else, you know that you exist. And that's the only thing you truly, 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 truly know anyway, without a shadow of a doubt, without anything, is that you exist. And that, yeah, that you exist. I am. Like, the more I learn, the more I realize that I don't know anything, you know. I have all these ideas and things that resonate a lot. And, you know, but there's things that come in next week and change things that resonated a lot last week, you know. I'm always changing. I'm always evolving. I'm always growing. And I'm willing to own that and own the fact that I'm an eternal student. And that just feels like the call right now. And it's like, yo, if nothing else, just hang your hat on the fact that I am. And everything else will find me in that process, because that encompasses everything. So be the fool. Don't be a slave to your awareness. Don't be a slave to your consciousness. Don't be in a prison of knowing too much. You learn all these things to live a better life, to allow them to supplement and complement what you already have going on, not to become at the mercy of them, or, you know, be hesitant to go in this way or that way, or be fearful to go in this way or that way because you know so much, you know. Ignorance is bliss. And if you can allow yourself to be blissfully ignorant without being actually ignorant, then you'll be walking a fine line and doing a perfect dance of being the fool, and understand that the fool is the beginning of the journey to the world and getting everything that you see for yourself. So allow yourself to surrender to the flow of you, and to surrender to the flow of the universe and the world and God, and allow yourself to just be an embodiment of it all, and trust yourself and trust your connection to it all, and know that you will not be led astray, and that you will be caught as you walk off this cliff. And you know that, because if you think back to the biggest breakthroughs and a lot of the moments and any other leaps of faith that you've taken, you were caught. And even if you feel like you weren't caught, you're here to talk about it right now. So it's still a part of your story, and it's still unfolding. So understand that you're exactly where you are. You're exactly where you are. And that, I wasn't trying to say that, but that feels significant for a reason. Or that feels significant right now. And it feels like I said that for a reason. You are exactly where you are. And where you are is exactly where you need to be. So all you need to do is eliminate that separation. Feeling like where you are is different than where you should be, or where you want, or feeling like where you want to be is somehow better than where you are. Because the reality is, your present moment is all you have anyway. And you're right now, you're in the middle of an answered prayer. Even if you've outgrown that prayer, even if it's no longer in resonance to who you are, understand that you're in the middle of an answered prayer nonetheless. So I challenge you to ask yourself, to sit with yourself, even if you feel like where you are right now is the worst place in the world. Really sit with yourself and ask what parts of your experience is exactly what you were asking for at a certain point in time, you know? Even if that relationship has gone sour and has become the worst thing ever in the world, at one point, that was the best thing ever. That was all you wanted, you know? You were hoping that person felt the same way about you. You were like, wow, I really hope they love me as much as I love them, you know? And they did, and you got those answers, and it was everything you wanted it to be. Now it may not be, and hey, you can move and adjust your life and get to that next answered prayer, but understand that where you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be, and where you're going to be next is going to be exactly where you're supposed to be once you get there. But the present moment is never ending, and you don't get to the future any other way but through the present moment. So that being said, I love you a lot, and I don't know where that came from, but yeah, this energy is big. It's very, very big. And yeah, I'm all charged up. It's like, give it a rest, y'all. Go lay down. Please get off your back. Please allow yourself to be beautiful. Allow this process and unfoldment to be beautiful, because it's supposed to be. And that's all you need to do. And you continuing to be fearful or moving just in case, or try to force your way to everything that's literally already unfolding, is what's keeping it all away. Because what's unfolding for you right now is so divine, and it needs you to understand that it's so divine that it will not come in through any force at all, any amount of force you can muster at all. Because if it were to come in through that force, understand that at every turn where it's time to surrender, you're gonna remember like, damn, no, I gotta go hard, because last time I went hard, I got the results. And it's like, that's not where we're headed anymore. What's unfolding for you now is ease, presence, miraculous things, and like just the abundance of like, oh my God, like, whoa, like I'm literally God's favorite. I'm literally everything. And it's like, that only comes through you surrendering, because that's the only way you'll be able to accept it as such. If you continue to force yourself, even if you get the results, you're just going to attribute the results you get to the hard work you did. And it has nothing to do with the hard work. It has everything to do with who you've become. It has everything to do with the grace in which you treat yourself. It has everything to do with the self-care that you give yourself. And all those things, all those truly 5D, truly high vibe ways of existing that you embody so well. So understand that the more you try to move backwards to the 3D ways of force and sleeping when you're dead and trying to just keep being productive as you can be, understand that you're keeping away everything, because these blessings need you to understand that they're blessings. They need you to understand that you are a walking miracle, that you are living proof. And not only just for you, but for others, because what you go on to tell other people when they ask you how you did it, if it comes through force, you're going to tell them, oh, I worked really hard. Like the same things everybody tells you already. I worked really hard, and, you know, I didn't sleep, and I did all, you know, all these things that just aren't where we're at anymore. So it's like, it needs you to surrender, like truly surrender, and like really lean into play, lean into presence. And that doesn't mean don't go hard. That doesn't mean don't show up for yourself, because naturally you know who you are. You know that naturally you feel the need to be productive. You feel best when you're inspired and you go do your thing. And that's what you're being called to do. That's it. No less than that, and no more than that either. Like, if you're not feeling called to do anything, or there's nothing for you to do, then relax, go breathe, go do something else. Don't feel like you have to be productive before you can breathe every single time. Because if there was something to do, you wouldn't have to force yourself to do it. Because naturally you're a hardworking person. Naturally you're a focused person. Naturally you see it all so clearly, and you know what's waiting for you, and you know the gravity of everything you're here to do. So if all of that is considered and you don't feel called to do anything, or you don't have the energy to go being productive, you're simply just not supposed to do that. And the call is like, yo, give it a rest, please. Understand that you're keeping everything away. And if you continue to ask for answers, you're continuing to try to ask how to get from point A to point B, but then you're not surrendering to the flow of where those answers come from, understand that you're being the devil in your life right now. You're the one keeping everything at bay. It's not evil eye. It's not misalignment. It's not you're not being productive enough. It's simply you choosing not to surrender to yourself. You're not choosing not to surrender to the way the world works, that you know it works. Like, you know, it's like all you have to do is continue to embody what you know. Continue to surrender to what you've already accepted as truth. And it's like, if you didn't accept it as truth, you wouldn't even be here, because that's all we talk about. Like, I've never sat here and told you to keep pushing, and that you can sleep later, and if you sacrifice now that everything you ever wanted, you know, you'll be able to rest later. I've never told you that ever. So if you continue to come back here, you continue to receive these messages, but then you continue to go out there and not surrender, it's like you're keeping yourself blocked and you're keeping yourself in a cycle. And I'm really charged as I'm saying this, but please understand that I need that message as well. Like, I'm not perfect, and I definitely have my moments where I don't give into it as much, but I definitely find myself in those mental patterns of feeling that way, you know, and continue to question, like, damn, should I be doing this? Or, you know, trying to push through resistance a lot of times. And in the end, the flow always ends up winning anyway, and I just end up getting frustrated. And it's like, we don't need to do that anymore. We can surrender and be gentle with ourselves because we've done the work to be able to do that. And it's like, all we're being asked to do is enjoy the fruits of our labor, which is a life of ease, a life of miracles, a life of flow, a life of abundance, and a life where miracles and synchronicities and angel numbers and all the magic is ever present. And that's the truth of where we are anyway. So it's like, all you're being asked to do is allow that to be the case, period. You're not being asked to do anything else or to do anything action oriented at all. It's really like lean into that divine feminine of just receiving, of understanding that you're worthy of receiving it all just because you exist, because I am. Not because I am a good person, not because I am a hardworking person, not because I am faithful and loyal and nice and kind and I do good things, but simply because I am, period. Because I exist and I am God embodied. I'm a part of all these things. And that is the truth. So give it a rest, lay down, and know that when it's time to move forward, look at what's up here. We've got a whitish blue handle over here. Oh no, we got a blue handle here which feels like water, energy. We've got a whitish handle here which feels like air. And then we've got a greenish energy. We got a greenish jewel on the handle which feels like earth. And the one that's underneath him that's yet to be used is action. Or not action, dang, I'm getting way ahead of myself. This energy is very charged. But it's fire, it's red, which feels like fire. And that feels like the only sword that's not to be used right now, or that hasn't been used, or hasn't been time to use, is the one of action. It's like the rest of them, it's like thinking about it, feeling it, experiencing it as it is through earth, you know? And it's like the last one now is just, it's like it's not time to just be doing things. It's not time to force. It's time to rest. And when it's time to move forward again, you'll know. And that dance will continue to be the case. When the flow is for you to be moving, move. And when there's not flow in that direction, rest. And get used to doing that dance. And do it in small ways at first if you need to. You know, if it's like, oh, take a little 15-minute nap or take a break from doing something, just do that and see how it makes you feel and see how things unfold from there. And understand that as you continue to do that, you are the living proof, living the proof. So the proof that you get in believing all this stuff happens through you, but you have to make the choices and allow the proof to come back to you. And right under that is Queen of Pentacles. And understand that that's the only separation between you and everything that's here for you, is your willingness to surrender. And understand that that's not going to happen without surrender. You will not hard work yourself into these blessings. You won't. So the more you find yourself forcing up against it, understand that that's what you're keeping away. So the more you can surrender and the more you can choose surrender every single time and every single opportunity, the more it's coming in faster, the more it's coming in, and the quicker you'll see it show up for you. And it's here for you. It's time for you to enjoy all of this. Look, I'm being called to this bunny, and that just feels like fertility. And it's like you're very fertile right now. Everything you touch right now is going to win. Is going to come back sevens. Like I'm being called to that card earlier. It's going to come back jackpot, you know, winner, 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 winner. Like, but you have to surrender and treat yourself as such and know who you are. And look, the GOAT at the top. It's like you're the GOAT. You're literally the greatest of all time. And that doesn't mean other people are less than you. We're all the greatest of all time. The only separation between me and you is where you know yourself to be at. And if you know yourself to the level in which that's the truth of who you are, then you realize that you're the GOAT too. And you wouldn't take me claiming myself as the GOAT, claiming myself as God, claiming myself as all that as, you know, as an attack on you or an attack on religion or attack on anything, because it's like, yo, if you know who you are, you know that there's no separation. And all things teach that, you know. Even Christianity teaches, you know, we're made in God's image. And all these most other religions have an embodiment of man as God as well. So, yeah, just surrender. Surrender to you and understand that you are divine flow. if you allow yourself to be. You're so powerful that you can get yourself all twisted and turned up if you allow yourself to. But that's not necessary. And right under that, our second ace of the evening. And look, and it's like we were just talking about that fire energy. And it's like wands is attributed to fire, the fire element. And it's like, here's your wand. And it feels like, yo, now it's time for action. And it's like, but it needs to be from the right place, not from a place of desperation or trying to get somewhere, but from a place of, this is what I feel called to do. This is what I'm here to do. And this is me showing up to do it because I want to, because it's aligned to me, and because I am, period. Not because I'm trying to get somewhere and because I want these things, or because I'm afraid if I don't show up and act that, everything's going to fall apart. I won't experience what's here for me, because that's not the truth at all. So it's like, yo, this is your second opportunity now. The first one was an opportunity to change your way of seeing the world. And now that you've done that, it's like, okay, now that's the difference, Your intention and your awareness is your vehicle to navigate this whole world. It's not about what you do. It's about the intention in which you do it, I can do these readings with the intention of just connecting with you all and sharing whatever comes up. And that's a very divine thing. Or I can come in with the intention of, oh man, like I'm trying to build this platform so I can get rich. And I know like if I do this, I'll get to affiliate, and that I'll be able to start making money. And it can be very that centered. And it's like, it's the same work, but the results will be very completely different. Completely different in what I get back from it. And even how I feel in doing it. So it's like changing your mind is changing the way your mind operates, the way you see the world, changing your inner world, all that is the most important work you can do. Way more important than how productive you are and what you choose to do. It's the energy in which you do it from, and understanding that you're not at the mercy of any of it, and that it's all just you writing your story and getting from point A to point B. Because as long as you know where you're going, you have that clear destination in your mind, and you can see it and you've experienced it, it's real and it's there for you. And now all you're being asked to do is walk the unfoldment and write the story to get there. But the destination is waiting for you, and you're heading in that direction as long as you keep that vision. And it's like, I'm being called to the GPS example that a lot of people use. It's like when you put the destination in the GPS, you trust that you're going to get there. You just kind of follow the instructions as they come up, and you don't question it. You don't be like, am I really supposed to turn left? I think I'm supposed to turn right. You don't sit there and challenge the GPS that way. You don't sit there and give it a hard time or give yourself a hard time and make it this figure it out thing. You just surrender to the GPS, to the flow of it sometimes. And a lot of times, even when you feel like you know better, you still kind of like, I feel like I go that way, but I don't know, maybe it knows something I don't know, and you kind of surrender to it. And it's like, that's all you're being asked to do with your own internal guidance system, which is way more connected than a GPS in your phone. So it's like, all you're being asked to do is set that destination, which is already set. You have already seen it. You've already had the talks with God. You've already had the talks with yourself. You've already been there energetically and spiritually and all that. And it's like, yo, trust that as these things pop up that feel like where you're going, as you make those decisions, that's the GPS. Okay, left turn. You just make that left turn. The opportunity presents itself like, this matches where I'm going. Let me go, left turn. You're not going to be like, is this really it? Maybe I should not go over there. You're not going to do that. Or you shouldn't, at least. So, hey, this is your second opportunity. Now that you've changed your mind and you understand that you are the center point of your universe, and that you can trust your internal guidance and your connection to it all, and that it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else, and you don't have to prove yourself to anybody else. Now you can get up. Now you can go do your work, because now you'll understand, you'll move differently in it. And you won't press yourself to be more productive than you feel called to. You won't force yourself to do anything, because the more you force, the less inspired your action is going to be. The less inspired action is going to find you. And you're going to find yourself probably at odds with whatever this thing is that you're forcing yourself to show up for, because you're not allowing yourself to be authentic in it. So you're sending the message to yourself that you can't be authentic in it. Because if you knew that you could be authentic in whatever this is, you would show up authentically. So the fact that you aren't showing up authentically, the fact that you're forcing it, you're sending the message to yourself, to this thing, to the universe, that you cannot show up authentically in this thing. So naturally, you're not going to be called to it. So now you're going to find yourself doing it even less and less, and feeling inspired to do it less and less. And it's just a terrible gift, honestly, a terrible gift that keeps on giving. So yeah, now that you're surrendered, go ahead. Do your thing as you were. And remember, as you continue to find yourself faced with that choice of surrender or force, surrender, please. That flow is there for you. And right under that, 7 of Cups. It's your world. You have so many choices ahead of you, so many options, and it's all waiting for you. And it's like, you're not at the mercy of making a right decision or a wrong decision. Choose what feels like you and what feels like where you're headed, and understand that it's going to lead there. All roads lead to where you're going. You're not lost. You are alignment. You are connected to it all. Trust yourself as the birds trust themselves to get where they need to go. Trust themselves to fly south in the winter as they do, and not worry that they're going to get lost, because they are connected to it all. They understand that oneness is the truth. All they have to do is do what they feel called to do and follow their instincts. And we're no different. So, hell yeah, that was a doozy of a message. And yeah, I'm really grateful to even be able to present that to y'all. I don't know what. These cards, the energy is very charged. There's a lot being said today. And look, the Empress on the bottom. And this feels like a warning. Don't be distrusting, man. Trust that this is your world and you're connected to it. And with oneness being the truth, understand that this is all you. And you're not afraid of yourself. So why are you afraid of your world? Why are you afraid of your reality? And if you are, I'm not expecting you to just turn it off, but understand that you should be headed towards the direction of feeling safe. Understand that you're not at the mercy of any of these things. If you understand that you're God embodied, you understand that oneness is the truth and there's no separation. Why are you fearful of this world? And that's something that can be answered from within. Because I feel you wouldn't be afraid of this world if you weren't afraid of certain parts of yourself, honestly. Because there is no separation, All these things just mirror back our relationship to our inner world, because the universe is within us just as much as it's without us. So that being said, and look, I'm being called to Aries energy again. We got 2 Rams here. It's like, allow this to be a fresh start. Allow this to be day 1. Allow this to be a beginning. And yeah, the other cards that came out are cards I feel like I haven't seen in a while. 4 of Cups. And this just feels like, keep your eyes open this week. Now that you moved a lot of this energy around and it feels like blocks have been removed and released, understand that a blessing that's been trying to come in is going to come right in now. Understand that you're in resonance to a real divine offering that's been trying to come in, like it's literally been sitting here waiting, and you keeping your eyes closed has been blocking it. But we're going to keep waiting here until you're ready. Like, whenever you're ready, you're going to open your eyes and you're going to see it. But you have to open your eyes. It's not anything that somebody can do for you. But it feels like your eyes are open now. So just enjoy it. Continue to choose surrender. Choose to continue choosing the things that feel like you and that feel divine, that feel like everywhere you're going. And trust that whatever this opportunity is going to fall right into your experience, just like that. And all you have to do is accept it and allow it. And also it came out as 10 of Swords. And this feels like now that you made these shifts, allow this past version of you to die. Allow it to fall away. And everything that belongs to it, to him or her, to them, allow it to fall away as well. And understand that things might fall away. Relationships, dynamics, you name it, cycles, whatever, may fall away that were only in resonance to this old version of you. If it doesn't match you knowing who you are and your connection to it all, it will crumble and fall away. And all you're being asked to do is allow it to. And don't take it on as something being wrong or like you have to fix all these things because you've known them. If it's a person, you've known them for hella long or for years, or you have to hold on to this job because you've been there for so long. Like, you can allow these things to fall away because they don't belong to you. And whether you by force or by flow, they're gonna fall away unless you choose to go backwards, because they're not in resonance to you anymore. So if you're dead set on evolving and being this new version of you, you have to let these things go. The only way to exist with them comfortably and in resonance is to stay back with them or to bring them forward with you. But understand that if you're trying to bring them forward with you, it's not just at the mercy of you. They have to be ready. So you might find yourself pulling and waiting for very, very long, when it's like you can just let these things fall away and trust that things that are resonant to you will replace them. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. The things you let fall away will be replaced, and your reality will recalibrate itself, and these things will come back in as things that are more in resonance to who you are. And that's something I continue to see in my experience all the time. And the last thing that came up is Knight of Cups. And it's like, have confidence in this process. Follow your heart. Allow your heart to be the GPS. Allow your heart to lead the way to everything that's here for you. And look, his eyes are closed. He's not leaning onto his physical senses as far as just what he sees with his eyes, you know, because that can be misleading. It's like, what do these things feel like? Does this feel right? Does this feel resonant? Does this feel like the right way to go? More so than does it look like the right way to go? Is it presenting itself as a good thing, you know? Because appearances, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, that's one of the earliest things you hear. And it's like a lot of the most profound truths sound like, you know, little kids sayings, but it's like, follow your heart. Don't judge a book by its cover, you know? Always give your best, follow your dreams. Like, all these things are very, very profound truths that hold a lot of universal truth in them and divine truth in them. And it's like, yo, trust your heart and follow your heart and understand that that's all you ever had to do. And it's like a lot of these things have put doubts in us and told us not to do that, you know? It's like if we can't make sense of it logically, we can't trust it, is what a lot of things would lead you to believe. But that's not the truth at all. So, yeah, allow your heart to lead you in the way that it will and that it can. Because that is your GPS. That, along with your intuition, you cannot lose. I promise. Whew. This energy feels very big. And I'm definitely feeling it working on me. So this one definitely is going to be shorter than, you know, the usual. And even that being said, I can't even see the timer. I feel like I'm going to say it's going to be shorter. And just like last time, it felt like it was shorter. And then I looked and it was definitely like 2 hours and some change. So I'm just going to surrender to the flow. But we're definitely going to start wrapping up soon. And look, on the bottom, King of Pentacles. And we had the Queen of Pentacles a little bit earlier, a couple cards ago. I think on the bottom as well. And it's like, hey, that divine feminine and masculine continue to want to be in balance. They continue to want to both to be present. It's like you have to acknowledge them both, and you have to hold space for them both and understand that you are both and you have both within you. So it's like, make sure you're not leaning into your divine masculine super heavy just because you're a male, and make sure you're not leaning into your divine feminine super imbalanced like because you're a female. But yeah, understand, make sure you're giving them both balanced time and energy, and understand that bringing them into balance within yourself allows your reality to become in balance, because your divine masculine, like I said, you got to protect your divine feminine. Even if you're a feminine, your divine masculine in your actions, the actions you take, the actions you don't take, is what allows you to keep your intuition clear, keep your guidance clear, keep your channel and your connection to it all clear, you know, because the things that cloud it are your actions and where you put yourself and what you allow to take up space within your body and your reality, what you consume through your mental diet and through your physical diet, all of that. And all those choices are made through your divine masculine, you know, and your feminine takes all that on. So yeah, it's important to keep that in balance, no matter what your gender is, no matter what your sex is. Please look into those energies and how they manifest and how you can continue to keep them in balance. And even if you don't feel the need to look it up, understand all these truths are within you. So you can find them by just looking at yourself, by asking yourself questions, by just, paying attention, honestly. So, yeah. Oh, wow. And this card, I saw this card earlier, but I didn't acknowledge it, and it just popped out when I tried to move on. It's like Two of Swords. Yes, you're in the dark, but you're safe. You're just fine. Understand that you're divinely protected. Your intuition as well. Your intuition comes to you directly from source. So understand that those little intuitive hits and those little things that you feel called to do is God talking to you, is the universe talking to you. So even though you may feel uncertain, you may feel like you're in the dark, you don't know what's next, understand that you're not alone and that you're very connected, and that, you're in constant communication with the divine. There is no separation. So it's like, have confidence. Understand that this is still a power position. Yes, she's blindfolded. Yes, both of her hands are occupied. Yes, she's barefoot, but she is very much in a power position. I dare you to walk up on her and try to do anything. Yeah, go mess with her and watch how you end up sliced away and you find your head next to your ankles or something. And it's like, that's you right now. It's like, to the untrained eye, you might seem lost. You may seem like a lick. You might seem like, easy pickings. You may seem like a victim, the perfect victim even. You may seem aloof and, all those things, but it's like, you're not. You're just surrendered to the flow of it all. And to the untrained eye, surrender looks like ignorance. It looks like stagnation. It looks like all these things. But anybody who knows that you're exactly where you need to be, and that you're in the most powerful position that you can be. And that from here, possibilities are endless and miracles are guaranteed. So, yeah, I don't see why I ignored this card the way all that just came through so clearly, And yeah, that's interesting. And it's like, oh wow, and I just saw the King of Pentacles, and that just feels like, and look, star on the bottom, and then from here I can read the King of Pentacles is right here. And that just feels like a reminder, like, yo, do what you feel called to do. You cannot mess this up. It's bigger than you, Had I sat there and started overthinking, like, damn, should I read this card? Should I not read this card? I would have found myself out of the flow of this reading. I made a quick decision. I went with what I felt like, I'm not taking it. And boom, it presented itself quickly, right back out. Like, no, like, this is important. And it's like, boom, make a decision and move. The only time you mess up is when you stay stuck in the mind trying to figure it out. Like, oh, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I do that? Oh, should I stay here? And then you end up doing nothing, And it's like, that's the only time you mess up. It's like, yo, make a decision and move, and understand that what's for you will not miss you. It will follow behind you, If you leave something behind that's for you, you will turn. It will be on your hip. Like, hey, wait, But it's like, you have to move. You have to move. And that, like I said, that doesn't mean just be doing things. But it's like, once you get a call, make a decision. Just do what feels right and move. And because you're using energy to play out these scenarios. Because there is no separation. Your body doesn't know the difference between a visualization and you spending hella time ruminating on something versus you actually doing it. So understand that the more you think about these things, the more you play out these scenarios and you're trying to see about, okay, how these things could play out. Understand that you're experiencing it over and over and over again. And you're using energy to experience them over and over again. The same energy as if you were actually going through it. So it's like, by the time you're done doing that, you're not going to have any energy to actually do the thing, You're going to have to recover from overthinking. You're going to have to recover from time traveling. You're going to have to recover from being fearful of a future that doesn't even exist yet and probably won't exist, So it's like, yo, cut that noise out. It's like, make a decision, Take that card or don't take it. Like, and move on and trust that if you were meant to take it, it will present itself again, as it's shown me time and time again before this. Like, that's not the first time that's happened. And if you've been here a while, you know that happens quite often, honestly. There's been plenty of times where it's like, dang, I saw that card and I didn't take it, and boom, it brought itself out again. Or, oh, dang, I saw that earlier and I didn't think it was significant, and boom, it presented itself. And it's like, yo, make a decision and go. Things that are important will find you. And what's for you will never pass you by. And I'm sure you've heard that a million times by now. But yeah, star on the bottom. It's like, yo, wish fulfillment. Don't take that pressure off yourself. Allow yourself to be naked. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to be human, And it's like, and that gets a bad rap. It's like, I'm only human. But it's like, dude, if you knew just how powerful you are as a human, just how you're a human being is where the physical meets the spiritual, and all those things come and meet in one place, And it's like, that's super divine. There's dimensions and planes of existence that are entirely spiritual, that are physical, that are all these things. But here on planet Earth, like, this is the breeding ground of where all these things come together and meet, for sure. So it's like, allow yourself to be human and embrace your human parts of you, The mistakes, the not knowing, the I don't know, but this feels right, the embracing the mistakes, all that. And understand that that's how you get to wish fulfillment, is by pouring into the spiritual, pouring into the physical, and allowing yourself to be naked, and allowing yourself to be new and transparent and not know any better. And trust that leads to everywhere you're going, and that the very things you're asking for come through those very processes. So trust yourself and know that it's all here for you. And don't spend too much time watching your back or overthinking. Like, look, her eyes are closed too. And there's been plenty of figures, when I think about it, like, even I still got the Two of Swords in my hand. It's like her eyes are covered. We were just looking at that Knight of Cups. His eyes were closed. The dude resting on the thing, his eyes were closed. And it's like there's a picture being painted here. It's like, yo, surrender. Don't lean into what you're seeing with your eyes. Don't lean into your senses, your physical senses. Trust the flow of you and trust that everything is unfolding as it needs to. So yeah, the surrender, that's definitely the theme right now. And that feels like the message. If you take nothing else away from this, surrender and trust that everything else will come in that process. It's like, boom. On the bottom, we've got justice. And it's like the scales are being balanced out. And right now, all you're being asked to do is surrender. There's no more work or force that needs to be had. Trust that you've been doing the work, and that if there was more to do, you would naturally find yourself doing it. You wouldn't have to force yourself or try to make all these plans and curate this perfect day in order to be productive, you know? You naturally find yourself like just working. You naturally find yourself producing. You naturally find yourself doing these things because that's naturally who you are. So surrender and allow things to fall where they may right now. And you'll see what's what through surrender. So yeah, and look, Nine of Pentacles. It's like, look, she's not sitting there still dealing with those things or her crops. She's minding, looking at the bird, she's chilling, she's got her pretty dress on, and she knows that when it's time to pull that harvest and reap it in, it'll be time. But right now it's just simply not time. And there's nothing else to be done. It doesn't mean that she didn't do a good job. It doesn't mean that she needs to go plant some more or go water them some more. It's like, yo, do what you feel called to do right now. Be patient and trust that as you're doing that, when it's time, you'll look back and boom, it'll be time to collect your harvest. But there's nothing else to do but trust yourself and to allow things to be beautiful right now, because they can be and they want to be. So, oh yeah. And that feels like, yeah, and I'm seeing the Ten of Cups again on the bottom, or not on the bottom, but it was under here. It's like I looked down, I could read it. And the Chariot as well. And this just feels like, yeah, it's time to surrender to the flow today as well. And oh look, our third ace, Ace of Pentacles. And just what I was saying, it's like, it's time. The rest of it is up to us, you know. Like, we've got the guidance that we need to get, and now all we need to do is walk through that door. And walking through that door is showing up, is allowing right now it's surrendering, you know. It's accepting the surrender and not being fearful and being like, nah, I can't afford to rest right now. Let me just keep working. Even though I heard all these messages, even though I felt the energy, even though the common themes through all the cards was very, very clear, regardless of me saying it was clear or not, I'm sure you see it. It's like all you're being asked to do is surrender, and that surrender is walking through the door. And that's how you get to the pinnacle. Understand that if you don't surrender, you don't walk through this door, you're choosing to leave this on the table right now. And you can do that. Your experience is yours to have. Like I said, this is the human experience. We're here to have experience, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But if you want more and you want these things that you've been asking for, all you're being asked to do is surrender. And that's how you walk through this door. Not by doing more, not by being more productive, not by forcing, but by surrendering to you and to the universe, and understand that there is no separation. And yeah, Eight of Pentacles on the bottom. It's like, you're a master. Allow yourself to be a master. You didn't get this far by not knowing what you're doing. So don't question yourself and doubt yourself now, and don't move like you're not as connected as you know yourself to be. And so I smell some real good cooking right now, and it's like, you're a master chef, you know, and I see the fire in the back, and it's like, boom, like you've cooked up something really, really good. And it's like, if you continue to cook it, you will burn it. You will burn it. It's like, the food is done. Take it out the oven and allow it to cool off. And then you can eat it once it gets cool. But if you continue to cook it because you're like, I don't know if this is done, or I don't know, I can't really see the inside of it, I don't really trust that it's actually cooked, let me just keep cooking it, you will burn it and ruin it. And it's like, all you're being asked to do is, yo, it's done. Turn off the stove, put it down, go clean the dishes a little bit, you know, go do some self-care. Go clean up after yourself, pour into yourself, make your place nice and tidy. And when you're done, the food will be cooled off. You'll go look at it and you'll realize like, oh yeah, it's done. And then you can eat greedy, you know, eat all day, you know, just keep eating. But it's like, that's all you're being asked to do right now. It's like, you've already made the meal and it's amazing. Like, smells great. And it's like, yo, all you're being asked to do is trust. And like, boom, The Hangman on the split. Like, all these cards are sticking out, and they're moving. Like, I can't even explain it. And look, our final ace is here. Our 10 of cups is here. And it's like, bro, it's all here for us, bro. I can't make this up. Ace of Pentacles. We've got all the aces today. Oh, no. That Ace of Swords already came out. I'm tripping. See, I'm moving too fast. Ace of Cups is what hasn't come out. But yeah. Oh, wow. And as I go to show you the Hanged One, the Fool presents itself again. But yeah, you see, we're starting to get repeats. Spirit's starting to tell me, yo, shut it down. Like, you've said everything you need to say. I know the energy is lit and you like it, but let my people go. But yeah, so the Hangman, it's like, yo, that's it. Surrender. You're good. You're exactly where you need to be. Allow yourself to hang there and realize that you're here by choice. Nobody's forcing you to be here. You know, the job is done. It's like there's nothing but to do but relax and wait. And not even wait, but just allow the things to unfold. It's like, boom, the Fool again. Allow yourself to be new. Be blissfully ignorant. If you feel like there's nothing to do, there's nothing to do. Don't lean upon all this knowledge and all this conditioning that, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, because you don't. It's like, boom, 10 of Cups. Remember where we started. This was at the bottom when we first pulled the tarot deck out. It's like, it's all here for you. All we've been talking about right now is how to actualize and how to see it, because it is here and it's already here in front of you. You're experiencing the unfoldment of it now. The only reason you don't feel like it's here is because the resistance in which you're approaching your life with and approaching your everyday with. So allow these things to be beautiful, because they are. It's like, boom, Ace of Swords. Remember, you've changed your perspective. You changed your mind. Yes, you might find yourself falling back into these thoughts and back into the doubt and all that. But remember, as long as you continue to pull yourself back to what you now know to be the case, and your connection to it all, and take your crown and put it on your head, you're in the perfect place. The Sun. It's like, yo, this is it. Allow yourself to be a baby. Allow yourself to be new. And allow yourself to be cared for. Look how big the sun is in the back. The sun is humongous. It's like, that's the presence of the collective energies of the divine, the universe, all that. It's all here for you. And you're very much taken care of. It's like, just follow this red right here and the white horse. It just feels like, yo, be pure in the way you show up. Don't show up with a heavy heart. And the only way to do that is to show up authentically. And it's like, the way to do that is to follow inspired action. Look, red, passion, the things that light you up, not the things that make you feel fearful. And this also reminds me of the root chakra. And it's like, yo, be stable in yourself, anchor into yourself, feel secure in yourself, and allow that to guide your footsteps. How would I move if I knew that I'm exactly who I need to be, that I know exactly what I need to know, that I'm protected and that I cannot fail? How would I move? And allow that to guide your footsteps, not fear, not anxiety, none of that stuff. It's like, boom, the Lovers. Wow, the Two of Cups, bro. Wow, I was gonna say these are the last cards, but under that, it's more cards. Look at this. The Lovers, Two of Cups, Six of Cups. What do you see here? Union. You see union, you see pairing, you see give and take. You see divine, you see masculine and feminine energies in balance and giving to each other. Being receptive of one another. It's like, that's all you're being asked to do, is to understand that it's all within you. And all you have to do is balance out these energies, because everything in this world is a balance of that divine, feminine, masculine energy. That makes up the whole I am, that makes up the entire universe. So all you need to do is get those within balance within yourself, and understand that as you show up in your world, it will be mirrored back to you. You'll see it everywhere. Because it is everywhere. This whole world runs on this dance between the divine, masculine, and feminine energies. Not just you, not just men and women, not just dating, but the entire world itself, you know? It's all a give and take. It's all a receive and a give. It's all, that's all it is. So that's what's being important right now for you to understand. It's like, yo, understand when to move and when to sit, when to listen and when to speak, when to give and when to take, you know? And it's like, sometimes it's time to just sit and rest and receive, but we find ourselves pushing and being just, you know, not allowing the divine feminine to take up space, you know, It's like we only feel like we're getting somewhere where we're rushing and being, when we're in that masculine energy of action. And it's like that's how we got here, That's how it's a man's world is how we got here. So it's like how we restore balance in the world is to acknowledge the divine feminine and to honor her in every chance we get, and understand that as we do that within ourselves, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. That gets reflected on the outside. The more we do that within ourselves, the more it will be reflected back to us on the outside. And understand that as you see it reflected more and more back on the outside, understand that that's a product of the work that we've all been doing globally as a collective and everything. So the more we do this work, you're going to see the divine feminine regaining her seat on the throne, So that being said, right under that, and I didn't even realize just how connected that message is to these next two cards on the bottom. It's like, boom, King of Cups and Queen of Cups hanging out on the bottom together. More divine masculine, more divine feminine energy. And this time, this feels like from an emotional standpoint, from a fulfillment standpoint, for what fills your cup standpoint. And it's like, allow these things to be beautiful. Feel into them. Feel into this process. If you don't know where to start, just honor how you're feeling, because your body and everything is always trying to bring you back into balance. The truth and the flow of the universe is always trying to find you. It's only whether you surrender or not in which we find ourselves in trouble, That call to take a nap finds you regardless of whether you plan on taking it or not, That call to rest finds you. You feel sleepy regardless whether you're ready to sleep or not. The only choice you get to make is if you honor that hit, that intuitive hit, that call to rest or not. That's the only thing. So it's not like you're gonna be like, oh dang, I didn't even know I should have rested. That's not true at all. That hit comes, and it's like what you do from there is on you. So it's like you don't have to do anything to find this balance. All you have to do is surrender to it, because it's going to find you, because that's what's real. And this whole universe, this whole world runs on this give and take of masculine and feminine energy, and you're no different. So all you have to do is allow and surrender to yourself. And that's the theme here all across the board. It's like, surrender to who you are, because you are flow. You are divine everything. So it's like, when in doubt, be you and honor yourself and be authentic at every given turn. And that means, sometimes it's going to be the hard thing of doing what you don't feel called to do, or not what you don't feel called to do, but what feels uncomfortable. Because, sometimes resting, even when you feel called to rest, feels uncomfortable when you've been conditioned and programmed to believe that you have to be working all the time really, really hard, So, that being said, I just looked at the bottom again, and it's like King of Pentacles again. It's like another repeat, and it's like, all right, I get it. I won't push too hard against this again. But, that being said, I was going to say that's been Monday Magic, but I'm kidding. That brings me to my first surprise of the evening. I know I told y'all about my escapades at the store earlier trying to get these cards for today, but I did end up getting something, and I wanted to share that with y'all. And well, I guess that brings me to my second announcement, which I guess will be my first announcement before I get into these. But my first announcement is that the Patreon is now up. Woo! Patreon community, woo! Yes. I know I've been talking about it for a while. It's been something we've been working towards for a while. And for me, the Patreon really serves as a place for us to do the work, between Mondays. Because yes, we have these conversations, but these are what's in store for the week, And from Tuesday to Sunday is where we're actualizing, we're doing the rest of the work and showing up, and then we come back here on Monday to re-up again and then go back and, do that dance again. So the Patreon for me is a place for Tuesday through Sunday, and Monday too, to do the work, and to not just do the work, but to share with you all, and for you all to do the work alongside me, for us all to do the work together, and to really foster that community and pour into each other. And community is just the way forward from here in the age of Aquarius, in the 5D, and just in everything, the new earth, and everywhere we find ourselves, the new frequencies and dimensions we find ourselves in. Community, love, and all that is the way forward, So the Patreon community, which is named Amani after my middle name, which is Swahili for peace. yeah, that's what we do there. I launched it like a few days ago, like sometime last week. So there's a few things up there already. So yeah, definitely, I was gonna say if you feel called to, but nah, just head over there. Please, please, please head over there. Especially if you're sitting here, like you're already the perfect candidate for it. Yeah, so definitely head over there, and you get a free 7-day trial before you have to pay anything or subscribe or anything like that. So at the very least, take advantage of that and take that as a thank you for your continued presence in being here on Monday Magic, and continuing to be a part of my proof, and continuing to help refine me and my vessel and my temple and my mission and my purpose, and which allows the Patreon to even actualize now the way it has, because that's something I've been wanting to do for years, even before Monday Magic, before these streams, before all of that. Just as far as long as I've been on my own spiritual journey and going through awakenings and doing the work, I've wanted to make a Patreon or a community somewhere where I can, just share the things I do, teach the things I'm, able to teach, and just create a space where someone else can come and join me and not feel like they have to do the work there on their own, or the journey to self to be such a lonely road, because, it is a road that only you can navigate and no one else can navigate for you. But that doesn't mean it has to be a lonely one, or that you can't have company or support in the process. So Amani and Patreon is just the place and space and container for me to do that exact thing and to do those exact things. So yes, please definitely accept the offering from me, and definitely head over there. The link to my Patreon is in my bio, is in my link tree. Or you could just go to patreon.com/5D just too easy. And yeah, check it out. Like I said, there's a free 7-day trial. So if anything, just enjoy what's there. There's a journal with me there, which was really powerful. There's about like 3 meditate with me's. And I have some great stuff planned for the rest of the week. Especially Sunday. You're definitely not going to want to miss Sunday. Sunday's going to be a good one, which brings me to the next announcement. But yeah, I'm just really, really excited if you can't tell. So definitely head over there. And yeah, that's the next big thing, and that's probably the biggest expansion to the container that's happened since I began doing this work, period. So yeah, I just want to say thank you all for being such a great community. Honestly, like you guys, Monday Magic has been such a beautiful place and space and container, and it's led to so many things and to so many blessings in my life, and continues to unfold into such divine places and divine ways, and continues to be the very proof in which we discuss here. Like when I discuss things being that deep and honoring yourself and showing up and all that, please understand that this very container and is a product of that very energy. So when I say it's that deep, and I harp on these things, I really try to drive those points home. Please understand that that's because the thing that we're engaging in right now, that we're connecting on right now, doesn't even exist without me making those same choices, Yeah, because I wouldn't even I'm here based on a day and a couple days and direct choices of me choosing myself, and not getting lost in the chaos and the pools of all my attention and energy of everywhere else, as I was. It literally took one day of me being like, you know what, I need to be selfish with my day. I need to be relentless with myself and choose myself and show up for myself, because I am important. And it's like the way I show up for everybody else, I can't live my life around what everybody else needs from me. It's like I have to just, I need this time for myself just because I simply want it and I deserve it. And I chose that. And that led to downloads, and that led to me streaming for the first time, which was just the video game. And from there, it's like I saw the scheduling feature, and it was like, I randomly do energy readings on Instagram sometimes, not even full on tarot, or I might pull a card or so. But I saw the schedule, I'm like, Monday's my favorite day of the week. I could do like a weekly reading, a weekly collective reading. And literally that following Monday, off that first time streaming, after I've wanted to stream for years and never did, And it felt like it was just about the game, but once I finally committed to doing what became Monday Magic and continued to do it, it became clear that the call to stream was way bigger than video games. It was always about this. It was always about where it would lead to and the magic and everything that continued to unfold even beyond there. And it's like, yo, this Monday Magic has paid itself off to me long time ago. Like, all this is bonus. Like, a Monday Magic doesn't have to prove anything to me at this point. And it's like, I show up because out of gratitude to Monday Magic, out of gratitude to the universal flow that I'm so grateful to be a part of and understand and have surrendered to so long ago. So thank you. I say all that just to say thank you. And you guys have no idea just the living proof and the proof that you're living in right now and that we continue to gauge in every Monday. So when I tell you that it's that deep, and I tell you to choose yourself, and I tell you to surrender, and I tell you all these things, please understand that we're only having this conversation because of that very energy. So when it comes up, it means a lot to me. When it comes up to express it, to tell y'all to do the same, it means a lot to me. And it gets me really charged up because I know that what's on the other side of that. And I see it and I live it every week, every day, every moment. And when it comes up to express that to you all, it means a lot that I get it right and that I allow it to hit home for you all, because the fact that you're listening to me is only a product of that. And we wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't listen to that call of that same exact thread of energy. So when I tell y'all to follow it, when I tell y'all you can surrender to it, when it comes through and it channels very, very clearly as it often does, please, please, please understand that I'm only an embodiment of that. So if you listen to anything else I say and don't listen to that, understand that you're completely twisted up and completely out of alignment to the whole thing. And if you don't listen to anything else, surrender and embodiment and choosing yourself, those are the points that you have to take. You have to take, especially if you're going to continue to come here, especially if you feel like I speak truth, especially if you feel like I have something to offer. Those are first and foremost. Please understand that. Because if I wasn't doing that stuff, we wouldn't be having these conversations. You wouldn't even know who I am. So, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, hold on. I'm way too charged up. Or not even too charged up. I'm exactly as charged up as I need to be. Surrender. So yes, please. So that being said, please make your way over to the Patreon and just give it a chance. Give it a shot and surrender to the flow that you're already a part of, that you've already been pulled into. You looked up and you're in the middle of a super divine flow of a story that's way bigger than I even know. We're in the middle of the greatest story ever told. And it's like, I do my best to express it to you all, but the energy is way, way bigger than any words I can ever give you or even tell you. So I just hope that you guys feel it in the way I speak, in the energy of the messages and all that. So that being said, I feel like I said all the things as far as that goes. If you're not making your way over to the Patreon, there's nothing else I could possibly say. Because if that wasn't enough, then hey, it's just not for you. And I'm glad, and I hope you honor that. And I see the chat moving, but I can't even see it. I don't even know. Hold on, give me a sec. Do you do personal? Am I in Florida? Yes. Do I do personal readings? Ooh, my ear is ringing real bad, the left one. Or just collective. I do personal readings, but through booking. On here, I just do collective readings. On the Patreon, I'm considering maybe like doing a day where we do like maybe questions or something where you all would be able to ask questions and then I'll answer them, or use the cards and give y'all answers or something like that. Still fleshing that out. But that would definitely be the place where it would be more possible. Yeah, because here I definitely keep it collective and stick to the Monday Magic, especially as we do navigate a lot of energy and a lot of high charged energy, as you can see. So yeah, I try to keep the channel clear and keep it focused in the energy in a straight line. But yeah, if you want to book a personal reading, like definitely, those have been going bananas lately. I did a few really, really powerful ones last week. yeah, and I would love to dive into you, yeah, into the energies with you and help navigate them and yeah, express them and work with them as best as I can. So yeah, let me know if that's something you're interested in. The links are in my bio on my page, on my Twitch page. You can just hit the link tree and yeah, it's within the first few links. But that being said, I can't really see, so I'm gonna try to look again and like navigate it, but it's really a struggle to read the chat right now. But that brings me to the first surprise, or I guess where we started, the next surprise. I know I told you I went to go get a deck for today. But yeah, when I was there, I didn't see anything that connected, but I did come across one deck. And it felt aligned because, oh well, the name of the deck is the Shadow Work Card Deck, a journey that inspires self-reflection and personal growth. I don't see an author name. I'm trying to give a little shout out, you know, but yeah, I don't see an author name. I tried, but if y'all know, go ahead and let me know. But it's a cool deck, and I got it because I ordered, or because for on Patreon, that's the first announcement. I haven't even told them yet, so this is an exclusive for y'all as a thank you for being, you know, my Monday magicians. I really, really love y'all so much. And yeah, no matter what, like, y'all will always have a special place in my heart, and I will continue to show up for us here and in every way possible. But yeah, so on Sundays, I have, what I'm planning to do is Sunday Shadows, and that's like, you know, like that's like, I guess the shadow work equivalent to Monday Magic. So there it'll be very, very focused on the more shadow elements as far as just where we need to focus, things that we may not be paying attention to, the subconscious energy, things that need to be healed and released, and just a lot of the I guess what can possibly be the heavier work. I don't want to say heavy because shadow work doesn't always have to be heavy, but it can be, and I'm definitely going to allow myself to be open for those things to come up because I really want it to be shadow work. So Sunday Shadows is going to be on Sundays, and as of right now, I'm planning for it to be a live stream, but on Patreon, in the same type of format. You know, we working through the energies and all that. So, and that being said, I ordered a deck, which is a tarot deck, which is a darker deck. Like the author of the deck, it's himself. He was inspired to make it after the end of a relationship, and it kind of, the story itself of the deck tells like an apocalyptic end of the world type vibe, in which, like, I don't even want to dive too far into it because at some point I'm going to get in and we'll navigate it. But yeah, so the cards, and I'm still very, very charged, so the energy's scattered. But so yeah, so the apocalyptic world was brought upon through infertility put upon the land by these gods who were not happy about, you know, where humanity is gone, and all the warnings that have been ignored and all that. So the deck is a darker deck, and yeah, and the author, his point was that we need to lean more into the pain. He said, he was speaking about how typically, you know, when people are hurting, people are quick to say that, oh, it'll get better, you know, or it won't be like this forever, you know. But it's like he was saying that if my legs get chopped off, I don't want, and I'm talking about how painful it is, I don't want to hear about how much fun I'll have in my wheelchair later. It's like, I want to talk about my damn legs being cut off, you know. And that's very profound to me, because I'm like, wow, that's very true, you know. Sometimes when things are hard, you don't really want to hear about how, especially when you're someone who knows, like you're very much aware, and you know that things are temporary and that things will get better, you know, all that. So it's like in a moment in which you feel like off, you may not need a reminder of that. You might just want to allow the energy to move. You might want to just sit in the energy. You might just want to work with it and feel it and allow it to, you know, take up space in your experience. And that's the best way to move energy, period. Anyway, so I ordered that deck, and that deck's coming, and that was one I was planning to use for Sunday Shadows. I was like, okay, this is a darker deck. This is not a deck that I would just be using like on some very bright light stuff or Monday Magic even, which is why I was going to get the other deck for today. But yeah, so that deck's on the way. So if you're making your way over to the Patreon, or even just for a free trial, at least you'll be able to see it in action on this Sunday if it comes in time. And even if it doesn't, I'll just utilize these cards, and the following week we'll have them. But yeah, that being said, so I saw this deck earlier while I was there at the store, and yeah, and I was like, oh wow, Shadowwork deck, and it has like these parts, and it just felt like the perfect accompaniment to the darker deck that I'm going to be using for, these things keep popping up. My phone's it's tweaking right now, so don't mind me continuing to touch the screen. But yeah, so these cards are perfect because like they have questions and Shadowwork prompts on them. And I'm like, okay, so now it feels more complete, you know, like we won't just be going through this dark deck and navigating the energies, but you know, at the end we can, okay, and like now we can work with them, you know, and figure out whatever we're asked to do, because it's a 2-card deck. I'm gonna take out the plastic in a second, but it's like the first part is identify, and then the second part is integrate, which is really, really cool. Yeah, and it's like the example on the back is like, reveal your hidden psyche, part 1, identify. It's like, do you prefer change or do you avoid it? Why? Which is the black one. And then the white one, integrate, is like, accept your uncovered truth. What lesson has the past taught you? I feel like that'll be really cool at the end. You know, we go through whatever, we work through the shadow elements or whatever may come up. And it's like, okay, like now it's time to integrate, you know, not just be left in all these dark shadows or heavy energy or whatever, but let's work. Like, where do we go from here? So I'm like, wow, these are really cool. So I got these just to pair them with the deck for Sunday. But that brings us to now, with them being here now, as the craziness of the day unfolded, and as it became clear that, you know, when I came out here, it would be more of a Monday night Magic when it was planned to be a Monday Magic. I was like, wow, okay, I can still inject some newness into today. I can bring out these cards and yeah, utilize them with my Monday Magicians, and as part of the thank you for everything that y'all are. And yeah, even though this is for the Patreon and it's brand new, yeah, y'all are my family and I love y'all so much. And yeah, I'm always trying to find ways to expand our container. And even though I couldn't have the new cards today and we used, you know, our regular cards, I'm still excited that I'm able to inject some newness anyway. So I'm trying to find my key so I can rip this open without using my teeth, which is probably what I would have done if there wasn't this camera on me. But you know, gotta be civilized, a civilized God, you know. Where are my keys? Oh, I think I just tried these. I think I thought I had a pin in there somewhere. Oh, I'm not trying to mess up the cards. Oh no. I already put a crease in the card with my key for pushing too hard. Yo, I'm all charged up, by the way. Like, I don't know if y'all could tell, but this energy is whooping my ass, to say the least. Dang, I put a fat ass crease in them. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a fat line there now for my key. It's okay. Shadow working, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, we're just gonna see them in action. We're gonna do them exactly how it says to do them. We'll take the one card and the second card, and yeah, you guys can work with them and, you know, take out a pen and paper if you feel called to. And if not, we can just sit here and contemplate it. I'll probably just answer it out loud, and you guys can do whatever you guys want to do with it. Gotta get them open though first. And I wanted to wait till I saw y'all to unbox it. I wanted y'all to be a part of that too. Cause I definitely could have just opened them before I got out here, but nothing but the best for my Monday Magicians. All right, let me make sure there's no special way I'm supposed to do anything. Instructions, you gotta love it. It said, okay, let me read it. It says the shadow work card deck. Shadow self, noun. The unconscious, unspoken parts of ourselves that we resist or reject because we perceive them to be undesirable. Shadow work is the practice of integrating the shadow self to achieve a more balanced self. Back to that balance. This is a single or multiplayer journey that inspires self-reflection and personal growth. These cards will guide you through introspective questions and prompts. Each one helps you unlock your hidden personality, emotions, inner struggles, and more. It's very simple. Just work your way through 2 parts. Part 1, identifying. Identify and reveal your hidden psyche. These questions steer you towards areas of your life that need investigating and thought. Part 2, integrating. Accept your inner truths. These cards help you reconcile your past inner self with who you are now. How to play. Draw a card from part 1, identify to game. Get curious. Ask yourself how. I guess I'll do it. I wasn't gonna do it, but in the nature of the unboxing, let me just do it all. You know, let's get the full experience. Let's see. Flip the card to ground. It says clear the fog, and it's a mirror. Ooh. It says clear the fog, embrace the truth. Flip the card to the ground. Flip the card to ground and open your heart before you dive deeper. Okay, so step 1, get curious. Ask yourself how much of myself have I yet to truly see? Okay. And I'm asking on behalf of all of us. So y'all could ask too, just to get all of our energies in it. Okay. Fog the mirror. Inhale deeply, exhale as if fogging the mirror. Repeat at your own pace and let what's hidden emerge. Witness without judgment. Okay. Make sure y'all breathing with me, man. With each exhale, imagine clearing the fog of old perceptions to a blank slate. So, do a couple more of those. Am I supposed to literally wipe it away? It doesn't say. It says wipe it away, but the explanation don't say anything about wiping it away. But yeah, step 4, place a hand on your heart and repeat this affirmation. I open my heart to receive my fullest, truest, most authentic self. I'll say it again. Y'all just put your hand on your heart and stick with me. I open my heart to receive my fullest, truest, most authentic self. One more time. I open my heart to receive my fullest, truest, most authentic self. That was cute. I'm glad I did that. Glad we did that. But without further ado, let's see what they talking about. Ooh, this is nice. Yeah, that one deck I've been using, and then my Oracle is the one deck I've had since for years, like maybe 4 years now. Maybe 5, going on 5, 4 or 5. And yeah, I've wanted new decks and things like that, but I've never got myself to actually get a new deck. I've gifted decks and all, but it's just been me and that one deck rocking until I made the Oracle like a few months ago, and that was because, you know, I felt called to with y'all. But so yeah, the fact that I have one deck on the way and then another deck on the way and then got these cards, like things are expanding very, very quickly, and I'm just excited. So that being said, let me not undo the clarity and focus that we just did. Dang, do I turn it before I help? All right, let's do it one at a time. What is a common thread in your failed relationships? Okay, I was not expecting cup energy, but that's interesting. Let me see. Am I supposed to contemplate first? Am I supposed to get the integration first? I forgot. I guess it's both. All right. I guess identify. Yeah, it seems like I'm supposed to draw the second one. So, what is a common thread in your failed relationships? Sheesh. Diving right in, I guess. This is an odd pair. I'm trying to figure out how to work with this. All right, the integrate card says, what are your biggest dreams in life? If your biggest dream happened, what would you do? So I'm trying to figure out how this integrates. What is a common thread in your failed relationships? What are your biggest dreams in life? If your biggest dream happened, what would you do? Oh, I'm definitely not seeing the common thread between these two cards. But I guess I'll answer them separately. A common thread in my failed relationships. I hope y'all over there contemplating too. And if y'all feel called to share, go ahead, but don't feel like you have to. Common thread in my failed relationships. I feel like the common thread is me not, because I'm someone who can adapt very, very well. I'm someone who can, my middle name is Peace. I can find peace in the biggest of storms, because that's just who I am. I'm trying to figure out, what are the words for what I'm trying to say right now? I can be gracious and I can hold space for just about anybody. So I can easily overlook like red flags. I can easily overlook just little things in order to, if I like you enough, or if I think you're a good person, or if I feel like, your intentions are good, I can, still hold space for these things that don't work for me, or things that hurt me, or all those things, and be okay, So I feel like and in each of my failed relationships, the things that ended up causing them to fail in the end and me walking away in the end were things that were present in the beginning, were present very early on, were things that I noticed early on, things that I know that like maybe they made me feel away, but it was okay because it's like, you know what, this person is great, or she's a good person, or she's not, doesn't mean to do that, her intentions are well, or all those things. It's like I'm able to hold space for people like that. So I feel like that has been a common thread. It's just like, if I was honest from the beginning, we probably wouldn't have even made it to a point of being together, because compatibility and all that was issues early on, and were very clear to be issues early on. But in the past, it's been like, if you want something bad enough, you can navigate it, and relationships are hard and nothing's easy and all that stuff. So I feel like that's probably the one common thread that comes to mind, is just how late in the game I choose to honor myself, when it's like, had I done it and been relentless about it from the beginning, it probably wouldn't even gotten that far, and it probably would have ended a lot of times along the way before it finally did. So I'd say that's a common thread in my failed relationships, and yeah, that's a great card. I appreciate that. Just even me having to navigate explaining it felt interesting, because I feel like I'm very in touch with my communication, very in touch with how I feel, very in touch with my inner world. So just even trying to navigate that and it being not that simple is important information, So I'm really glad that came up, even though it feels random and unrelated to this card. But yeah, so now the integration part, I guess now that I know that that's a thing, a dynamic that's been at play. And hell, that makes sense. The fact that it was that difficult to kind of explain shows that it was a shadow, it was in the shadowy parts of me, or else it would have been, a common thread, and it would have just been easy to come out. So, and thank y'all for sitting here as I navigate this. I hope this doesn't just seem like y'all just listening to me, and that it's resonant as well still in the flow of everything. So yeah, what are your biggest dreams in life? If your biggest dream happened, what would you do? Shit. At this point, I feel like a while ago, my biggest dream would have been just related to my music career, and just Grammys and world tours and being known as the best ever when looking back, like hindsight when I'm gone, and my legacy to be like, wow, like he changed all of music. He changed the world as we know it through his art and all of that. I feel like that would probably have been my biggest dream not too long ago. Like really not too long ago, like very, very recently. But right now, my biggest dream in life is to live a life that feels like me day in, day out. Yeah, I feel like all the music stuff is definitely still on par to me, and what I want for myself. I still want all those things. But those are not my biggest dreams, like, because I know at some point that could change, Tomorrow, if I wake up and don't want to do music anymore, nothing changed. I'm not a whole different person, and my dreams don't change, because my dreams were bigger than that. So to say that those are my biggest dreams is not true. I feel like just a life that feels like me, and a life where I can pivot like that, where if tomorrow I wake up and want something different, I can go in that direction and actualize that. That I live a life where I don't have to choose between having the things I want and sustenance and being happy. And I don't have to choose between showing up and being able to give back and be authentic, or, work a job and give all my energy into where I don't have anything left to give, when I'm here to give and to serve and to be a vessel of divine energy and grace. I feel like those are my biggest dreams in life. And at this point, it feels like I'm living those dreams for sure. because this is what I want to do. Like, I show up and I make my music, and I have a full-fledged music career, and I show up for that how I want to. And I show up here and I give back, and I navigate these energies, and I show up for people, and I create miracles all the time. I ground in miracles all the time. God puts me in places to be a miracle all the time. I'm such a vessel of divine flow, and I live a life where I feel so blessed every single day. I live a life where proof finds me all day, every day. I live a life where I'm immersed in the energies of people who see me not only the way I see myself, but see me as big as I see myself. They see me large. They not only do they acknowledge how big I am, but they encourage me to be bigger. And not too long ago, I was in spaces where, people were trying to instill seeds of doubt within me, were trying to make me take up less space. I was feeling like a side character in my own life at times, after never feeling like that ever in my life, and always feeling like a main character, and just all of that. And it's like the life I live now, just in such a short period of time, by way of just literally choosing myself and doing all the things I tell y'all to do, like I continue to tell y'all to do. It's like I'm living proof, and I'm surrounded by love. I'm surrounded by support. I'm surrounded by divine grace and everything, and just the whole nine. So when it says, if your biggest dream happened, what would I do? I'd be sitting here talking to y'all, like, because that's the reality of the situation, is that I'm living my biggest dream. Like, yes, is there still more stuff I want? Hell yeah. Is there still more things I want to see and more things I want to actualize for myself? Hell yeah. But that's not separate from me. That's not something that needs to happen or something that's going to come true or something I'm chasing. That's the unfoldment I'm living right now, and it's continuing to unfold. And this is an unfoldment. This is part of that unfoldment. These new cards that allowed all these things to come up that I didn't even plan to have, and that I only have because things didn't go as I thought they were going to go today, is part of that. And it's like the living proof. The proof is everywhere, and I am the living proof. And it's like, yeah, if my biggest dream happened, what would you do? Exactly what I'm doing right now. And that's everything. And yeah, I'm really grateful for, the opportunity to even have that mirror held up to me, to be able to even see that. So I hope that you guys answered the questions. And if you just wanted to be present with me as I answered the questions, I'll read them again so you can kind of write them down or take them with you so you can, do it yourself and see what comes up for yourself. If that hasn't already happened just from sitting in the energy. But yeah, the first card, identify what is a common thread in your failed relationships. And the second one, confirmation burp. And the second one, what are your biggest dreams in life? If your biggest dream happened, what would you do? And I can't see the chat, so if anybody did share in the chat, I hope that, our other fellow Monday magicians were able to acknowledge you, as well as, amplify the energy in the way that I would if I were able to see it. But yeah, the second one, again, what are your biggest dreams in life? If your biggest dream happened, what would you do? And yeah, thank y'all so much. This was awesome. And I'm really, really glad that today unfolded exactly how it did. And hindsight is always 20/20, and it always makes sense in the end. And all you have to do is surrender, like I said. All you have to do is move and continue to answer the calls and trust that everything will make sense when it needs to make sense. And time again, that's the reality of the situation. And if you don't take anything else away from today and from Monday Magic in general, you can trust yourself, and you can trust your connection to it all, and trust that you are connected to it all. And all you have to do is surrender and keep surrendering time and time again. And that doesn't mean you can't feel frustrated. That doesn't mean you can't ask questions. You can't express all these things. You can. But at the end, anchor back into yourself and know that you're exactly where you need to be at any given time. And yeah, man, I'm so grateful. If y'all like these cards, if y'all are interested in the Sunday shadows, there's more where that came from. I'm really glad that I was able to dive into these with y'all first. Yeah, it felt really, really dope and really, really important to do so. So yeah, just know that I'm very, very grateful for y'all. And if you like this and you feel like, you know, there's something more to gain outside of just these Monday Magic sessions and outside the stuff on YouTube and all that, then definitely come check out the Patreon. I'm telling you, I'm dedicated. I'm so dedicated. And it's really a space where if you're there, transformation is guaranteed. Like there's no way you'll be able to keep showing up in that container and not take things away, you know, because it really is an immersive experience. And I'm sharing everything, you know, if I come across a meditation, I'm sharing it. Like y'all are getting everything that I'm doing and then some, plus the stuff I'm creating just to share with y'all and just to work through. So yeah, if you've been looking for a home or a place to kind of grow and to be immersed in these energies all the time, because I know for a lot of us, these spaces are all we got, you know, and the work we continue to do on our own. But we leave here and we're in environments where there's pulls in the other direction all day, every day that we have to withstand and kind of, you know, resist a lot of the times. So having a place where you can just literally log in and come look and see other people doing the same things, read something that's in alignment to where you're going, that's, you know, just stay immersed in that stuff. Or if you had a hard day or something came up, a shadowy thing came up, or somebody did something that threw you off, you can come and share it. We got community chats, we got all type of things set up. It's like you can be held, you can be heard, you can be supported. And that's the biggest thing for me, is really just a space where we can keep doing this and keep being held in that divine universal hug that is. And the more of us that show up and the more of us that continue to pour into the container, the more it pours back into all of us, you know? And it's like, yeah, the way forward is together. And know that the more you support me, the more you are supporting yourself, because as you see, I'm committed to this. I'm committed to where we're going. I'm committed to what we're doing. And yeah, the money that I put into these decks that I ordered today, or not just today, but the 3 decks came directly from readings. It's like I did personal readings, got money and invested it right back in to expand and continue to expand the container and get more resources to be able to provide more and to be able to pour more into all of you and to pour more into us. I bit my cheek, too excited. But I poured it right back in, and that's what I will continue to do. And I'm just so committed to all of this. So if there's any resonance at all, again, like, just come check it out. There's nothing to lose, especially right now with the free trial for 7 days, a whole week. By next Monday, I'll be back here again, and we'll be able to talk about it. And you'll be able to tell me what you got from it or whatever. So yeah, definitely don't meet me there, beat me there. You know, when I get back home and I, you know, start my self-care and decompress from all this big energy, and I finally make my way on to the Patreon to, you know, share the next things. I want to see some of y'all there, honestly. And I'm excited to see a lot of y'all there, and I'm excited to see where everything goes from here. But I'll leave that alone for now. And I trust that you guys will do what's right for you and what's in alignment for you. But that being said, that concludes another Monday Magic, y'all. And that might be one of my favorite ones yet. It wasn't new in the way I expected it to be coming into today, but it was very much new, very much big energy, new energy, and very much magical. So yeah, I'm grateful. And I know, yeah, if y'all stayed here this whole time, I know y'all felt a few things, and yeah, that it was very magical to everybody involved. So yeah, thank y'all. And I'm so excited. This year is going to be a great one. And this is winter. This is what winter feels like. I can only imagine as things continue to pick up what spring will be like, because I feel like we're going to be in a whole different reality by then, to be honest. And yeah, I feel so much, and words never do it justice, I promise. Like, so yeah, I'll keep trying, and I'll keep just showing and letting y'all feel the energy more than anything, because that's the reality of what it is anyway. It's to be felt. So yeah, make sure y'all do all the things. Like, subscribe, follow, share with somebody, just all the things, please. It really helps continue to refine and grow the container. Like I said, the bigger this thing gets, the bigger it gets, you know. I'm not taking any of it and running off. Like, there's no This is not a means to another end. This is the work, and this is the work I'm committed to be doing. So the more support it gets, the more it grows, the more I pour right back into it. And we just continue to grow this thing and literally change the world by changing ourselves, Like, we're not here to be superheroes and put our cape on, but we can connect to ourselves real deeply and real truly and show up real authentically and lead by example and through embodiment. And everybody else will come along, because at the end of the day, force is not light on anybody, Force doesn't feel good to anybody. So at the point where we're on the front lines of embracing embodiment and surrender to this divine flow. And as people see that it works and that it can work, they'll gladly join. So those people that you find yourself trying to convince or trying to, get them to see the light and wake up, understand that all you need to do is fully surrender to yourself and surrender to the flow of things. And you are the living proof. And when they ask how the hell you did it, and the answers are the things you've been trying to tell them, they'll listen because they can see it. And there is no more separation, So just, continue to choose yourself, continue to do your thing, continue to check in with me and know that I'm always providing materials to keep you immersed in the energies, because I'm always immersed in the energies, whether it be Instagram, whether it be YouTube, whether it be, just all day, every day. I'm making sure to keep my mind here, to keep my energy here, to make sure that, that I'm never just on autopilot, that I'm continuing to ground in these things and continue to be an embodiment of it all, because I am, and that's what I'm here to be. So, thank y'all for everything that y'all do and the way y'all continue to show up. And the energy just feels so big right now, and I don't know where this reading goes or what comes of it, but it definitely feels bigger than just the average Monday magic. It feels bigger than, the average anything, honestly. So I'm sure hindsight will continue to be 2020, and we'll look back, and I'll look back and see exactly what unfolded from here. But for now, have a good ass week, y'all. For now, have a great rest of your day on purpose. Like, that's all you're being asked to do. Stay present. That's all we got anyway. Like, I know we went to this place, that place. We went all over the world and all over the dimensions and everything. But at the end of the day, you do all that just to come back into the present and just to make your present moment better, And that's how you get to the future that you see for yourself. That's how you get to everything anyway. It's through the present. There is no getting there through the past or by obsessing over the future, because the future doesn't exist, The future is just a present moment that you haven't arrived at yet. But once you arrive there, it's just it's that same present moment, So anchor in, choose yourself now, and know that if you choose yourself now, your reality will continue to choose you, and you'll find yourself in a future that chose you. But you don't get to a future that chooses you by sacrificing yourself, by making everybody else more important than you now, because your future will be a reflection of that, because the present is all we got. So I love y'all, and like I said, I could keep talking to y'all all day. Each week it seems like the energy comes and becomes more clear, and it's more powerful and potent, and it's like I have to continue to, my vessel, my temple continues to ascend with it, and I'm able to contain more and more and more and more, and the energy just continues to grow more and more. So thank y'all for being gracious with me as I continue to navigate it, because it's all new to me. This is my first time here as Mark, even if even if reincarnation is real and I've been here plenty of times or wherever I've been, this is my first time here in this skin and bones. So I'm learning as we go. It's unfolding to me as it's unfolding to you a lot of the times. So we're truly in this together, and I'm a Monday magician just as much as y'all are. So I love y'all so much, so much. And thank y'all for being here. And shout out to all my Monday magicians and to all the new ones in the building, all the OGs, everybody. Know that I recommitted to y'all. I made a list of things that I was recommitting to as far as just my life in general, because as things are coming in that are more and more in flow, just like this, just like the people I was telling y'all about earlier, the contrast between the things where there's hella flow and the things where there's resistance and things that just don't feel like who I am, don't feel like where I'm going and what I'm building, is just louder and louder. So literally a few days ago, I just made a list. Like, what am I recommitting to? Like, what feels like me? What am I in my reality feels like a match for who I am still? And that list was very short. And my Monday Magic, my Monday Magicians, y'all were on that list. So thank you. And I can never express enough gratitude for y'all. And I will continue to show up and always show up. So yeah, I love y'all again, as I've said a million times already, but it's the truth. And yeah, I'll see y'all soon, because if I don't get out of here, I never will, because there's always more to express and the words don't do it justice. So it's just going to keep coming up in different ways to try to get the energy to move, but it's not moving. So I love y'all so much. And I'll see y'all on Patreon, man. I know y'all will make it there, and I'm excited. And there's already so much there waiting for you. So when you get there, dive in, and I'll see you there. But I love y'all. And this has been Monday Magic, and you are magic. Have a great day on purpose. Have a great week on purpose. Have a great year on purpose, because it's your world. And at every opportunity, choose what feels like your best day ever, your best week ever, your best year ever. And don't choose anything that pulls you in the opposite direction of it. Your awareness and your consciousness is your vehicle to navigate this entire world. So allow your divine masculine to take you to good places. Don't put your divine feminine in harm's way and subject her to all this outside noise, all this BS that has you doubting yourself and your connection to it all. Really, yeah, navigate it. Allow that divine masculine to drive and take you to places that feel like you, that pour into you, and that expand you, because that's the way forward. And you're choosing timelines right now. So choose the timelines that match. But it's all yours. You have everything you need. There's nothing outside of you. There's nothing else to seek for. Do you, and show up as you feel called to. I'm Mark. This has been Monday Magic. Peace. Now I gotta turn this off. Where's the stop button? Oh, there it is. Bye, y'all.